Welcome friends, today let us see why historians have dropped the earlier method of AD and BC and now we are all using CE and BCE in the international historical conferences. And before that, please subscribe and share it to your friends also. This BC and AD was brought in in 6th century by Saint Dionysius Exiguus with the assumption that their religious hero of gospel stories was born in AD 1. So the year from AD 1 are called Anno Domini, or in the period of Lord. The earlier to that was called before Christ. So that was the method. But do we really know in which year Jesus of Nazareth, the hero of Christian mythology, was born? It's really doubtful. Let us see it a little later. But a clear calculation goes like this. In the CE period, AD, it comes from 1, 2, 3 like that. This year is 2021, next year will be 2022. But BC goes in the reverse. The world was only created 6,000 years back and it is dated as BCE 4004 by some certain pastor, and this was printed in the Bibles earlier, now it's dropped. Now let us see, the world was created in 6 days and in the 6th day the first man Adam was created. Okay, when Adam was around 130 years, he got a son called Seth. Like this, every generation we have got the references. So by this methodology, the world as per biblical stories was created in BCE 4000. Use a slightly different calculator which comes to around BCE 3800 years. Now this particular chart shows you which verse gives this calculation, how did they arrive, etc. Now let us come to Jesus of Nazareth. See, we have two stories on birth year of Jesus. The first, let us go to the Gospel of Matthew, composed between 80 and 90. And as per this, Jesus was born to Joseph, who was son of Jacob, and they were living in Bethlehem. So Joseph, son of Jacob, was 40th generation from Abraham, and this year is calculated because there is a story that astrologers from foreign countries came looking for the birth of King of Jews. Christ means King of Jews, and Herod did not know it when they approached him, and they said he must have born in Bethlehem due to some verse having been taken as a prophecy. The stars showed them the way and they reached Jesus and they blessed the Jesus is the story, and this stars is being used as a myth to celebrate Christmas even today. Here are the verses. Matthew 2:1. So at the time of King of Herod, Magi's from the east, astrologers from eastern countries, they did not return back to Herod. Waiting for several months, he later felt that they are not going to come back and ordered killing of children below 2 years. So that means if this has happened, see, let us say 6 months or 1 year before death of Herod, then birth of Jesus as per Matthew, that is son of Joseph, son of Jacob, should have been born in BCE 6 or 7, as Herod died in the year BCE 4. Okay, so Matthew's Jesus was born in BCE 6 or 7 and he is 41st generation from Abraham. Now let us go to Gospel of Luke. This has been written in AD 85 to 95 or little later, and as per this Gospel, the Joseph was son of Heli and they lived in Nazareth. Okay, this Joseph is son of Heli, and this Joseph is 56th generation from Abraham. And see, this birth took place when there was a census, because this Joseph lived in Bethlehem. The author of the gospel have to shift him to Bethlehem birth for that meeting that prophecy. So he brought in a census, and due to the census they moved to Bethlehem and the birth took place in a manger. Okay, see, this is in these verses. In those days, Caesar Augustus issued a decree that a census should be taken in the entire world, and this was for the purpose of taxing. So the purpose of it is to increase the taxes for the citizens I mean by the Roman. So the no citizen need to go to their ancestors' place, but the stories tells us this. Now, in that time, it is very clear that Quirinius was ruling Judea, who was the governor of Syria. Now the problem is, see, Judea was given to Herod Archelaus after the death of King Herod in BCE 4, and in AD 6 or CE 6, the king did not control the revolt by Jesus the Galilean, who was against taxes, and so the Rome took over, and the census should have taken in either AD 6 or 7. So Luke's gospel stories put Jesus son of Joseph was son of Heli from Nazareth, and this birth took place in the year CE 7 or 8, and this Jesus is 57th generation from Abraham. So we have contrasting stories. We don't know which story is right, whether Joseph of Nazareth son of Heli is right, or Joseph son of Jacob from Bethlehem is right. So historians prefer CE and BCE. Thank you very much.